So this week is Gamescom week, and I'll be honest with you, it's been pretty lackluster and boring to watch. But we did get a first look at Crowz. This is a video I did a couple of days ago, kind of reacting to their cinematic trailer and looking over their Steam page. If you guys missed that video and you want to know more about this game, please go watch that video first. It's going to be in the top right. Click the card, come back here, and we can react to the gameplay that they just released to celebrate the launch of Gamescom. This is looking really cool, and I want to talk about it all, break down the trailer, and just give you guys my opinions on what we're seeing. If you guys like the video, please leave a like on it, and if you're enjoying the content, subscribe for more. It definitely helps boost the channel. I am shooting for 300,000 subscribers this year, so if you guys do fuck with the content, well, just do all the things and stuff. Enough talking, let's get into the trailer. So the trailer starts off and there's a character basically shooting off a scar. He kind of stands up. It looks like two teams are fighting here. One team kind of attacking this compound. We see a grenade throw as well as the player switching to a pistol. The player kind of runs up, starts to fire off a couple of shots. Now, the recoil here, it looks a little strange. I'm gonna have to see how it feels. It cuts to a shot of an M4 being fired off towards the player, and you can see there's a scope on the top. It looks like maybe a 2 or a 3X, as well as a canted sight on the side. So we do know that we're going to be able to throw on different attachments, and we're actually going to be able to have a little bit more customization than most FPSs. He puts quite a few rounds into the other enemy player. I'm not sure about time to kill yet. Again, that's one of those things I think we're going to have to find out when we play the game. It cuts to a shot of a sniper kind of just sitting on some rocks and shooting down at somebody in this little village area. Gets the fire off. It looks like he does have to lead his shot a little bit, but I don't really see much. So it's really hard to tell if this is a hit scan game or if there's actually real ballistics. We do know in the interview they did say that they are focusing on like ballistics and like penetration, and it seems like they're working with like real ballistic systems. That was just a really quick shot. It cuts to the M4 character again, kind of running over all of these trench areas with explosions going off. The visuals here look okay. I think the explosions could look a little better. I'm really psyched about how good these character animations as well as the weapon models look. The animations for like pulling out the rocket launcher here, you're gonna see he like pulls it, then puts a shell in. You see some tank gameplay as well. The tanks look really smooth. The animations for these weapons look really good as well. Now the explosions in the previous clip with like the dirt blowing everywhere looked kind of cheesy, but the explosion on this tank looks really well done. Now, I think the first part of this trailer is showing off their warfare mode, like their faction battles, where it's like two teams kind of going over multiple objectives. We see a jet kind of fly by and drop an airstrike on the tanks. I don't know if we can fly jets in this game. I do know, based on the next scene, that we're going to be able to fly helicopters. We see these vehicles kind of fighting with turrets, these little trucks, and then a helicopter's kind of flying by and just like raining hell down on one of these vehicles, and I think it looks pretty dope. The gameplay and the graphic style remind me of like an old school Battlefield, like almost like Battlefield 2 combined with like Squad, so maybe some sort of like more arcadey Project Reality. I'm liking the color palette. I'm liking the art style. The graphics look really good. It cuts to that helicopter basically being shot down by an LMG. Now, I find this scene a little weird because the LMG isn't like ADSing at all. It's just hip firing. It takes out the heli like nothing. It looks almost like a bot is shooting it. But I will say the weapon model here, you can see the lighting changes on the handle. Just some really like little nitpicky details. I actually really like this weapon model the best out of everything that we see in this trailer. It really shows the lighting and the graphical fidelity. I think this game looks really good. It might not look like 2042, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. So anyway, the helicopter goes down. You can see it explodes in midair. Then it cuts to like this third-person swimming animation. Now, we do know that on Steam, the game is tagged as an FPS and a third-person shooter, so maybe like swimming is in third person, or maybe like riding boats is in third person, but everything else is in first. Or this is just showing us that we can switch between them. I would have liked to see some third-person combat, and that's why it's kind of leading me to like, maybe it is first-person for most things and third for some. I don't know yet, but the animations look really good. We see some boat combat with some turrets just firing off. Helicopter comes up behind them. They're firing at the air. Now, the guy shooting the turret towards the helicopter is just missing on purpose. So obviously it's not that it's pre-rendered, but it's definitely heavily scripted. And then this trailer ushers in the Battle Royale. Now, a lot of people are sick of Battle Royales. I think the potential for a grounded, kind of more tactical squad-based Battle Royale, I think that's something that I could definitely get behind. Obviously, if the game plays good, guns shoot well, and everything works together. Considering on the Steam page, it does make mention of doing objectives around the map while I guess this gas is kind of falling in. So there is other stuff to do. It's not just a death match like most Battle Royales are, which I actually do like. I need to see more like raw gameplay, see what it's like to drop in, run around, and just, you know, do your thing. What can you actually do around this map? We see two trucks kind of going at it in between this pipeline. It looks like a power plant is off in the background with these like overarching pipes. It kind of reminds me of that map from Insurgency Sandstorm. They're fighting, they're getting it on, and the action looks pretty dope. The animation for driving looks good. We get another shot of the third person on the turret, and based on that, now we know that you can use the turret in first or third person. So the only thing we haven't seen is like gunplay, just like boots on the ground in third person. If there is, I'm gonna be pretty psyched. So we see these guys kind of going at it. They're going down the road. One truck explodes, and that's basically the trailer. So my opinion on this game, the gameplay that we saw, is it actually doesn't look that bad. We know now, based on their Steam page, that this is going to be a free-to-play title, which is something that I think a lot of people could get behind. Nice tactical shooter, free-to-play, couple of different modes. I'm really curious, man. It looks like it could be a quality product, which is why I'm sure a lot of people are questioning it, because you don't really hear those two things, an FPS, indie game, and quality. You don't really get a lot of those. There's only a couple that I've covered on this channel that I think could really be worth talking about. Crowz is something I'm very interested in hearing about and seeing more gameplay. This is one that I'm going to be following extremely closely, and I think a lot of you guys are probably looking at this too, especially now with the announcement that it's free to play. This could be really cool. And I know a lot of the comments are going to be, well, what about the microtransactions? How are they monetizing it? It's probably going to be pay to fucking win, right, Big Fry? I think it's really just too early to be talking about that. Let's actually find out if the game is good first, and then we can talk about that stuff later. Until I can get my hands on it, or until we can see some like raw gameplay being shown off, because this is still a scripted trailer. This isn't just a raw like 30-minute gameplay. Until we can see that, let's not, you know, count our chickens before they hatch. Let's just find out if the game's worth talking about, and then we can figure out how they're monetizing this game in the future. If it's cosmetics, if it's skins, if it's battle passes, or if it's some other fuck shit that we don't want to see in this industry. Well, we'll talk about that at a later date. That is one of the hard questions that we need to ask, though. When it comes to free-to-play games nowadays, what are the devs doing to make sure that nobody gets fucked, nobody, you know, feels like it's pay to win? And that's the only real route to success in this market space. So Crowz looks dope. I think the game looks really cool, but we have to see more. Obviously, like I said, I'm going to be following this game in the future. But what do you guys think? You saw the trailer, you heard my opinions. I want to hear yours. Leave a comment down below if you guys like the video. Leave a like on it. Subscribe for more FPS content. We got Battlefield coming up. Call of Duty Vanguard Alpha this weekend. Best believe I'm dropping content on that. Icarus this weekend as well. There's so much to talk about, and it's all dropping right here. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you have an awesome day, and I'll see you on the next one.